Hey harmonizers, it's time for an update with Alfie doing an obstacle course outside. So I wanted to show you guys just how much he's progressed in his training. This is taking him on a little obstacle course. You can see we're doing a little trot weave, and I wanted to experiment with some of the things that we could be asked to do. So here is doing a pull and doing sideways. So when I started training him, one of the things is I knew that we would be doing an in-hand competition. So in South Carolina, it's an in-hand competition, but then what I found out is that they're actually also offering a ridden component as well, and that you can actually do both the in-hand and the ridden. And I thought, well, he's doing really amazing with his walk trot riding. We haven't quite accomplished the canter yet, but let's try to teach him some of the skills for the riding competition. And for the riding competition, you actually get to choose two of your disciplines. So one of them was doing a trail pattern, and then they had other options of a dressage pattern, which we would totally not be ready for, a jumping course, which you would totally not be ready for, and a ranch pattern. So I thought, oh, okay, we might be ready for that. So I thought, well, we'll start with the trail pattern and just start with some of those tasks. So the side passing over the pole was going really easy. The going over the checkerboard was really easy. And then we got to this back through, and he does this really easy on the ground. And then you can see riding, he's like, this is really challenging. And so I'm riding him completely bitless in the halter. So I know it got a little bit ugly there for a little bit. And my goal was to just be really patient with him. So when he kind of pulls on me like that, I just hold steady and then see how much I release as he backs up and he figures it out. I start to give him those big releases and try to praise him. Of course, I talk to him along the way, and then he's going to get a lot of praise here and told that he's a real superstar along the way. I want to make sure that he knows he did really, really well. He pulled on me a little bit, so it wasn't quite cookie worthy yet. So I'm going to give him another opportunity to try to earn that cookie. So I give him a little bit of praise to say, really good job, but not quite a cookie just yet. So there he stepped out, but not the end of the world. And then I'm asking him to back up, and you can see he's doing that much softer than what he did going the other way. So I'm doing back release, and then turning him. And as he tries to kind of go forward, I try to block him. So it's all of these different things that he's got to learn. And then he goes a little bit too much, so I've got to turn him the other way. And it gets a little bit ugly in some spots, but I thought I'd show you guys that just to kind of see how wiggly and yucky it can be sometimes. And my hands are just trying to guide him. And you can see when he starts to get it, my hands get really steady. Of course, there's no big kicks. I don't have a whip. I don't have spurs or anything like that. And I'm just going to give him lots of praise. Because there was a lot of pulling, I'm just going to carry on. So I don't think it was cookie worthy, but I don't want to drill him on something. I don't want to make him feel upset. I just want to show him that if you try your best and you stay soft, then that's when you're going to earn those cookies. It just helps to motivate him to try that little extra harder. So that was his first time riding through the curtain, so he's going to earn a little cookie there because that was his first time with me on his back. I'm doing that out here, so I gave him a little reward. I want to make sure he knows that he's doing awesome. And then here doing a little bit of trot work going around. So this is riding outside. There's grass on the side. There's my dogs in the backyard at the side. There's a lot of different noises and things happening. So he's doing really well being able to do his riding out here, do that trot work out here. Everything's going really nice and smoothly. Of course, he has gone on a trail ride, which he did super awesome at, but this is just new, being able to do kind of a trail pattern riding with all of these different obstacles and everything going on. So here I'm actually taking him out onto the grass area. This is kind of downhill. You can't tell too well in the video, but that part's kind of downhill. And then now you're going to see I'll turn him and I'll get to ride uphill a little bit. And as we go by the other horses as well, they're all just kind of out there standing at the side, and we trot up the hill. And he does really, really well there, trotting up the hill, and stays nice and slow and steady. And so I'm going to stop him there, tell him he's a superstar, give him a little cookie, make sure he knows that he's doing really, really awesome. So as he's progressing in his training, I sometimes withhold cookies on purpose to just try to make sure he understands what I want him to do. And here you can see I'm trotting over the pole this time, moving around, and just trying to develop a little bit of softness in him. Sometimes as we start to do lots of different things, like here I'm maneuvering him over lots of different obstacles, he pulls a little bit on the rein, and then that sometimes can turn into something much worse. I want to make sure I aim for softness, reward softness, and repeat until I have softness. But you can see I have loose reins-ish for most of the time. I'll kind of pick up a rein to steer him a little bit, and then for the most part, I have a really loose contact. So he's not learning to ride with contact just yet. I try to only train one thing at a time. So if I were to ride with contact, that would be a whole other thing to develop. And you need to make sure you have a lot of really freely forward happening first before you start to take up that contact. And then I'm also working on other things, like here I'm doing circles and I did obstacles. And I want to make sure that he's relaxed with all of those things. So here I'm asking for that really fast trot. I'm seeing how comfortable he feels. Maybe he might feel like offering a little bit of canter. That would be amazing. He did a lot of those obstacles really well, did a lot of new things, and that trot is looking amazing. Look how fast he's moving out at that trot. He's moving really freely forward and is feeling really nice there. I'm giving him a little bit of praise. Gonna tell him that he's a superstar. I don't want to just go all the time. I want to make sure that when he does offer a little bit of speed, I make sure I stop, let him catch his breath for a second, because I don't want it to be a fight. I don't want it to be a battle. I'm hoping that the first time we canter, it's just going to be nice and easy and natural for him. And so at first I started on the smaller circle, thinking it's kind of like the lunging. Maybe that would be more natural and easy for him. And then I moved him out and let him have a little bit more space. I thought maybe if I have a little more space, maybe he would be able to just push into a little canter. And I'm offering and I'm suggesting, giving him all those little ideas, letting him go straight down the rail. And look at that big trot he's giving me. So I end up stopping him, telling him that he's a superstar. He gets to have a little bit of a break there, catch his breath, because I don't want to just chase him around and like go, because that would either cause him to break down and give up, or it might cause him to just sporadically head into that canter. So I'm just suggesting, putting it out there for him, giving a little try going the other way. And even if all we're building up to is just that faster trot, that's still progressing to heading towards our canter work and starting to get that happening. So I'm just offering, suggesting, trying to move my seat as if it were to go with him. And here I'm just pulling him to keep him straight. I want to make sure he doesn't go down the hill. I definitely do not want to go running down the hill. He could end up falling, and that would not be good. So I ended up using my inside rein there. And keep in mind, of course, that he's riding just in the halter there. So I'll use sometimes some exaggerated cues to guide out to the side. And there you can see he got to stop, get a little bit of praise. And then I'm going to try the other way again and just see if we can move forward a little bit. And give him a little rest break as well. Lots of praise. Don't want to just be trot super fast the whole time. Make sure he gets a chance to catch his little breath. And then little bursts of, okay, like let's try. Like look how close he is. Look how fast that trot is. He gets these little tiny moments. And if you look at the time on the video, like we're only talking a couple minutes here of doing this. It's not like we're out here for 20 minutes drilling him, trying to get this canter happening. I did a whole bunch of other work that I didn't necessarily film to get him warmed up and get him ready. Did that little obstacle course for you guys. And then trying this fast trot to see if we can just maybe get a stride. Like, look how fast that is. Like, he just goes forward. He thinks about it. Didn't quite end up getting into it. Gonna offer him some reward here. Give him a little bit of rest. Make sure that he gets a chance to catch his breath. And then try again, and I'm going, and I asked my camera person to stand in the middle of the circle this time, thinking maybe if they were in the middle, they might be able to, cluck or kiss or point to kind of pair it with the ground cue to potentially ask him where to go. And you can see he's trotting out just fine, and you can see he kind of stretches down his head, and he's now blowing out his nose, which could be that he was holding a little bit of tension. And so now he's just blowing out and relaxing. So I'm just allowing him to walk, release that tension. I want him to be relaxed with everything that's going on. So the ground person's kind of pointing, clicking. They don't have a stick or anything like that. So I'm just saying, okay, well, let's give him the suggestion. And if he wants to go, he can earn his cookie. And if not, it's really not the end of the world. We'll just ride a little bit, make sure we end on a good note, and make sure that he's really happy. So here I just take him down the area. I'm like, okay, well, we suggested, we try to combine some options to help you understand what you're supposed to do. And I'm like, we'll try trotting up the hill again, because that might cause you to take, one stride of canter towards the gate or something, but didn't end up happening. So I'm like, all right, well, we experimented with a bunch of stuff. He did really great, and we'll just kind of call it there for riding, because I'm not interested in beating him into the canter. I'm not going to give him a whole bunch of whacks or things like that. So then I came to the ground and just thought I'll finish with doing some lunging canter. So I just wanted to show you a little clip of that and show you how nice that canter looks. And we're so close, guys, but we're not there yet.
Remember to subscribe and check out harmonyhorsemanship.com for even more learning.